Hey, how's it going? You guys good? Good? How's everyone enjoying the day? It's good? I'll be talking in a minute, but would you prefer me to talk through the mic, or is my voice loud enough? Microphone it is, that's unanimous mic. Okay, so, my name is Berty, and what I do is try and inspire the world to go vegan. That's a short version of what I do. So today I'm going to give you guys a presentation and hopefully inspire you, and then we can all make the world go vegan. The talk is called The Power of Food and the Power of the Universe. I just want to check what you guys, your diets are at the moment. So could you raise your hand if you're a vegetarian? Vegetarians? Okay, cool. If you're a meat eater, could you raise your hand? Cool. Who's a vegan in the audience? Okay, we got like a balance. There's a complete balance. And any that I've missed, actually, that some of you might be raw foodists. No, that's all good. Okay, cool. Okay, so what is this universe malarkey? What the hell is he on about? What's he on about? Is he taking some drugs? Has he gone on some sort of hippie rampage in the woods? No. What the universe is basically, some of you might not align with this, but basically, we are made of atoms. Scientists say that we're made of atoms, and the whole of our universe, through this universe that is infinite, the one that we're in at the moment, is also made of atoms. So actually, technically, we're all the same. No matter what your gender, no matter what your sex, no matter where you're born, what the colour of your skin is, what sexual orientation you are, we're all the same because we're all made of atoms. We're all people living on Earth. And what that means, if we are made of atoms and inside a universe, we are also part of the universe at the same time. Have I lost anybody along the way, or does that make sense? Be honest, if it doesn't make sense to you, just raise your hand. Perfect, you're an awesome audience, you know. So basically, what's the next slide is, like I said, we're all the same, but in my case, I just talk a lot more than anybody else. And Moby also said he's got quite a good track. It's called We're All Made of Stars, and when you listen to it, actually, I kind of resonate with it. Actually, yeah, we are all made of stars. We're all the same. We're all actually we have a lot more in common than is actually portrayed in the media and people regard in general. Okay, so today, this talk is about you guys. All of you are butterflies. I know you didn't wake up this morning and look in the mirror, or you may have not thought about it, but actually, in a way, you're all butterflies, because every person on Earth affects the Earth individually. So if on my way to Vegfest today, if I went along and slapped people on my way down to Vegfest, slapped them, people would be pissed off, and they'd be, what the hell was that random guy? Why did he slap me? Or if I just walk down to Vegfest and nod at people and smile at people and just, greet them if I'm in a shop, I'll just say, hello, how's it going? And I won't piss them off. But what am I trying to say is that we as individuals have an effect on the world. And this is basically this. So from this talk, I want you guys to be butterflies in the world and improve the world and the universe. Our food choices, I've only sort of started thinking about this more and more deeply over the last sort of 2 or 3 years, but actually our food choices have a deep impact on the universe and our world. And the 3 big ones that are affected by food is animal welfare, the environment, and human health. And veganism is like this little cross-section in the middle, because veganism positively affects all 3 of those. I said at the beginning that I should have said at the beginning. I also like come up with these words. I've just put them together because I don't know. They appear in my head. And I'm like, I should write that down because that kind of means something. And here are a couple of those. So this is my message basically. It's time to start asking questions about our habits, our ethics, our traditions, and of our inhumane civilization. When we realise they need to change, we have to take action. This next slide is a bit of, I've only created it about a week ago, so it's kind of like a draft, but maybe you'll resonate with it. The purpose of life is not to accumulate material possessions and collect money that you can't take with you when you die, but it is to work towards relieving and eradicating suffering for all animals. The best first step towards this is to live a vegan lifestyle. So I had those three main reasons. So yeah, animal welfare. Our food choices affect the welfare of animals. And basically, currently, billions of animals die every year unnecessarily because there's no nutrient that you can only get from animals. So actually killing them isn't necessary and should be, we need to change it basically. This is a picture of a cow that I saw in a farm, and it was really distressed. You can't really see from the picture because it's quite dark on these screens, but it was just like really horrible conditions, and you know when you can see stress in humans and anger and frustration, well, I personally could see it in these animals, and what I do now is regularly just go and visit farms to see the emotional and psychological welfare of these animals, to sort of go, whoa man, what is going on? Why are we doing this? And what we have here is a factory farm. It's actually in Wiltshire. So this is thousands and thousands and thousands of chickens crammed into these large sheds, which are really unnatural, weird places. And what else have we got? When I was younger, I always used to look for dolphin-friendly tuna, because I thought that was kind of, let's go for the tuna that is nice to the dolphins. But what I'm trying to promote for is tuna-friendly tuna. Why are we caring about just the dolphins or just the rhinos? Why don't we care about all the animals all the same? And there's actually vegan tuna now available. It tastes all right, it tastes good, it can taste quite similar, depends on your taste buds, but it's there instead of the fish. Another interesting thing is how our food choices affect our environment. And the top picture in the top right is a large trawler with thousands and thousands of fish. So take tuna, there's a tuna farmer, tuna fisherman, and then they'll get these massive nets and they'll pull all these fish that were just chilling in their normal lives, pull them out of the water as well as the tuna, as well as the tuna, and then take out the tuna and leave all the other fish just to die, or reuse them in other fish farms. So it's a not sustainable way to live. Has anybody seen Cowspiracy? Okay. I highly recommend watching that film. There's loads and loads of amazing documentaries out there, but one that hits the nail on the head with the environmental effects that our food choices have is Cowspiracy. Their website also has, for those who are interested, has a huge environmental, what's the right word? It's like a database of all these amazing studies and about water use and stuff like that, about how unsustainable eating meat is. It's interesting, so on the left is the Amazon rainforest, which is technically the largest rainforest in the world, and currently the leading cause of rainforest destruction are livestock and their feed crops, which is actually more than palm oil. So I know a lot of people that say, oh, I'm not going to buy that product because it's got palm oil, but actually we need to go a step further than just palm oil. So here we have some statistics about the water use of comparing a meat product to a plant-based product. So here we have water use for 1 kilogram of boneless beef is 15,000 litres, or water use for 1 kilogram of rice is 2,497 litres. So there's a huge difference there. But if we take 200 kilograms of beef and 200 kilograms of rice, what you can have is what it uses for the rice is 490,000 litres. So imagine there's a 490,000 litres over here. But to produce the same weight of meat, takes an Olympic-sized swimming pool, more water, plus another 200,000 litres. It, unfortunately, well, basically, it's not an economical use of resources to eat meat. And also for me, it's time to stop eating fish. So for every 1 pound of fish caught, an average of 5 pounds of unintended marine species are discarded as bykill. 3/4 of the world's fisheries are exploited. So I said at the beginning, my sort of job is to inspire people to go vegan. I wear a t-shirt that says vegan, so wherever I go in public, people can see it and they can read on the back all the positive things that veganism brings. You can read the compassion, you can read the non-violence, and it's really, and so on my little level, I can inspire the people that I bump into, but there's other people who are like epic legends, basically, who are also getting the message out. And here is a collection of inspiring vegan athletes. All of these guys are competing, achieving, and winning. So we have Laura Klein, Durian rider, Pat Reeves, who was actually speaking here earlier, Rich Roll, Scott Jurek, and we have Patrick Bermumian, we have Brendan Brazier, and we have Tim Van Orden. And so these people are competing, achieving on the top level in the world. They're competing, achieving, and winning on a vegan diet. So Patrick Bermumian broke a world record by lifting 555.25 kilograms over 10 meters. Jeanette Murray Wakelin and Alan Murray. Jeanette Murray Wakelin and Alan Murray ran 366 consecutive marathons over 366 days. Oh my God. The last year, I haven't run a single marathon. In the last 30 years, I've never run a marathon. They've run 366 in just one day more than a year. It's epic legends, basically. Tim Van Orden has won over 200 races, and he has also been recognised as USA Mountain Runner of the Year several times. Pat Reeves is a multiple world record holder. The lift there, which was from last year, was 95 kilograms. Not many people have heard of Laura Klein, but she is a duathlon world champion in 2012 and a duathlon national champion in America in 2014. Here she is, like I was saying about that message, she is part of a group called Strong Hearts Vegan Power. So they go to big races with their signs and they're winning races, the people behind them are reading, oh, okay, I'm being beaten by a vegan again. But it's not just about like, oh, I'm better than you because I'm vegan. It's about the people on the edge of the thing, like, oh my God, there's somebody running 500k, running 50k, and they're vegan. How can you do that on plants and stuff? It's mental. But yeah, it's another way of getting the message out. And so I mentioned briefly Fiona Oakes. She is a multiple world record holder. So she won a marathon on every continent on the Earth, including the North and South Poles, carrying her vegan message. Here she is running another marathon in a cow suit to remind people about the suffering that is caused on the animals. Is like another reminder. And so I mentioned human health as well. Along the way, so it's been about, the last time I ate meat was about 6.5 years ago, but basically along the way, I keep meeting these really inspiring people. So quickly also about vegan diets. When you look at them, vegan diets are naturally lower in saturated fat, they contain no animal cholesterol, naturally higher in fibre, lower or no chance of containing VCJD, which is the human form of BSE, Salmonella, swine flu, bird flu, Campylobacter, heterocyclic amines. Heterocyclic amines are the carcinogens that are caused when you fry meat. somatic cell count, which is in milk, but nobody talks about it. Animal produced hormones like estrogen. There's loads more. Viva are really good and smart people if you want to find out more on that. And so I was saying about meeting those people along the way, and I call them like revelations that they've said to me. I keep meeting these people and finding out about their health benefits, but they also keep saying things to me like, Bertie, there is no reason why I haven't stopped drinking milk, I'll just have to do it. Here's my fans have come to cheer me on a bit. It's not my type of music, but it's all right. Since seeing that stall about the dairy industry, I don't want to eat anything dairy anymore. We already planned what we're going to take out of our fridge. That statement comes from my friends who came to Vegfest actually. They came and enjoyed the music, the food, and then they saw the realities of where milk comes from, and they were like, I can't do that anymore. Another of my friends said, I went vegan and I've never felt better. And it's interesting to find out, like, somebody I know said, I had eczema throughout my childhood and teen years, then I turned vegan and it immediately went down. Then after a year, it was completely gone. Since going to your talk, I tried being vegan for a month and I feel better. It also helped me realise my stomach doesn't like dairy, so now I'm not going to drink it, eat it, consume it. And here's my friend John Kaledale. So there he is with his massive bush. Is that the right word? Yeah, he's got his massive bush of kale. And because his surname's Dale, I'm kind of a wordy kind of person. I always try and put words next to each other. But I've called him John Kaledale. He's actually here, he's on one of the stalls. But anyway, John Kaledale with his kale. He's smiling, he's happy, he looks like he's enjoying life. He generally is. What he said is, before I turned vegan, I suffered from asthma and depression, among other things, for years, and was taking all sorts of medication which came with their side effects too. I was told I would be on them for the rest of my life. Now I take no pills, my problems have all been healed, and I love life again. All because I eat mostly raw plant-based foods. And so an overview of the way that food heals is these people have healed eczema, asthma, depression, symptoms of MS. The lady in the middle is called Leah. She had symptoms of MS, and they said, the doctor said we can't do anything for you. So she went onto a raw food diet and overcame her MS, and is now, she did a triathlon after, and also glandular fever. Somebody used food to heal glandular fever. So I was talking about inspiring people, and basically Wilhelmina, Power, and Willpower are you guys. That's your new middle names. Basically, because we live in a society now where you can just add on whatever name you want, but what that means is you have willpower to do stuff, because it's really easy to talk yourself out of doing things. Personally, it's like, shall I go to Vegfest today, or shall I roll over and stay in this comfy bed and then make a smoothie when I feel like it, or shall I get up, walk down to Vegfest, come and enjoy the food? There's that choice in that moment, you know. It takes a little bit of willpower, but everyone's willpower is slightly different. But you can do things. You may go, oh, it's too hard, can't do that. Oh, it sounds too difficult, too stressful. It takes willpower, confidence, and application to get stuff done. Does that make sense? Sweet. So I was talking about getting the message out, and YouTube and stuff like social media are like useful ways to get a message out. So I've made a couple of YouTube videos before, and what that means is when I go to sleep, hypothetically somebody could learn about veganism, they could learn about people healing themselves and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, YouTube is a useful platform. There's others as well. But what I did before, this is Glastonbury Festival, so I put up a massive sign saying choose vegan, so that thousands of people saw that message. And I also took leaflets to hand out. What I have here actually. Yeah, so I went down near that sign in the sun and was handing leaflets to people to get them thinking, and I engaged them and I said, waking up process, and they're like, what do you mean waking up process? And I was like, well, waking up process is that moment when you realise, and the process you take after when you realise that you don't need to eat animal products in the morning. And they're like, oh yeah, okay. All right, cool. But so they took it on, and they took it on board, and then they take the leaflet, and then they read the leaflet when they get home, and hopefully they wake up. But so this talk involves you guys, the universe. Who would like to take some leaflets home today and hand them out? Does anybody like to do that today? Yeah? There's 2 people. I'm going to split it between the 2 people that put it up. I'll give them to you after. But basically, you can hand these out however you like. I find it quite easy to hand out them on like a public place, like near a bus stop or like a big train station, so you have a flow of people, so you can get rid of, what's my record? I don't know, like a couple of hundred in an hour or something, just like getting the message out. But then you can also, you can just put it through people's letterboxes. If parliamentary parties can hand out their information, then human beings can also hand out information and also try and wake people up. Yeah, so basically to make one of those signs, I just got an old bed sheet, some tape, and it took me some time. I got one of my friends who's an artist to create the cow, but it gets a message out, you know what I mean? That didn't cost that much to do, but it's a way of getting a message out. So I was saying about the t-shirts and the other people getting messages out. What I've decided to do is that, well, basically, if you buy a t-shirt and you wear a t-shirt like this one or whatever one resonates with you, you become a billboard of compassion for the animals. So that basically, when you're going to a shop, like I said earlier, people read it and then you become like this mobile billboard. Instead of it like, let's buy our or whoever, you can do something like this. So obviously this is just a little bit of art that I've created, but it's, you know, it's a billboard. It is a message that you can send to people every day. When I was walking around here, or as I was walking around Bristol, I didn't have to say anything to anybody. You become a billboard of compassion automatically. Last night I started making, there's a film called Making a Connection. Has anybody seen it? Okay, cool. So a couple of people. But basically, this CD cost me 35p to make. So I've made 10 of them. I can give them to you guys if you'd like to, or whoever doesn't take them. What I'll do is I'll put them through people's letterboxes on the way home. So it says, Making a Connection, free film, watch on a computer. And that basically, why I'm like, what? Is that going to work? People watching a DVD? Somebody I know watched this DVD, and after they watched this DVD, they made literally, it's using the word again, but they made a connection, and from that point on, they started gradually turning their food habits vegan. So that's why I think it's an effective. There's loads of them out there. I'm just picking this one because it's 30 minutes long, so it's quite short, and it's not too overwhelming. It's a nice balance. And it's, in fact, I watched it last night, but it's really inspiring again. And yeah, 35p, you can make one of these, give them to whoever you feel will resonate with them, or as I say, just put them through people's letterboxes. And those, as I mentioned, those leaflets that I'll hand out, that I can give you guys to hand out. I've also got recommended lists for you guys. So all the information that I feel that is useful, I've put it onto an A4 piece of paper. That you can also get a free copy of that recommended list at any point from my website, and just download it and then print off as many as you want. And in my case, I just handed them out at Bristol, Temple Meads, and in London, because it was a busy place again. You're welcome to do that. And social media is also an effective tool. So you may think, oh, am I writing this post about CCTV cameras in slaughterhouses? Is it going to affect anyone? But actually, we live in a culture, we live in a time where people do read social media. They do go, oh, that looks interesting. I want to find out about CCTV cameras in slaughterhouses. And so yeah, do use social media as a platform to get information out. Like there's Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or any others. Has anybody heard of Vegan Sidekick? Okay, for everybody, for the majority of you, welcome to Vegan Sidekick. He kind of does what he says on the tin. He is a sidekick for vegans. What he does is he has illustrations and graphics that are useful tools for sharing information. So recently I had a sort of debate with somebody online, and we were talking about ethics, and then actually this picture represented everything I wanted to type about ethics and humans. So it's kind of like he's got like a massive database of these kind of memes, so you can go, okay, what about milk? What about anything? What about ethics? There's lots there. Oh, this is a good bit. So I said I make videos for YouTube, and I'm just going to show you one now. So the guy in this video has just found out that there's a free vegan buffet going on, so anybody who's interested. So this is his response. So there you go. Did you see his reaction? See his hair? He was doing this with his hair. How awesome was that? Do you guys enjoy that? Wicked. Perfect. Me and some other volunteers put on a thing called Earth Cafe, which is a night of a vegan buffet. Following on from that, there's talks and live music. And okay, so from today, what are practical steps that you guys can take? You could try meat-free Mondays or being vegetarian for a month. Do the vegan challenge for a month, donate or volunteer vegan charities like Viva and others. I've done several days, and I'm also I'm handing out leaflets for Viva tomorrow, so if I can do it, anyone can do it. But no, yeah, if you have spare time and energy, volunteer your time for charities that resonate with you. As I said, I mentioned making the connection. There's also a very amazing speech called The Best Speech Ever by Gary Yourofsky, the guy in the top right-hand corner. And like I said, watch the film Cowspiracy, making the Cowspiracy, the sustainability secret. And get informed. My website is, the veganism section is basically like a resource that you can go to. So it's big long lists like this of books and films and quotes and all sorts of other jazz in the mix if you're ever interested. Get connected, so there's people like the Vegan Society, Viva Membership, or my friends run a group called Teen VGN, which is a social network for teens between, basically teen vegetarians and vegans. Also, get involved, use the skills that you have. If you're a musician, make music that can inspire people. Blog, it's a good way of sharing information. If you're a poet, write some poetry. Start making videos on YouTube. You never know, people might even watch it. Like in my case, there's a couple of people have watched them. Create music, like I just said, or hand out leaflets. If that's something that you are able to do, just hand out leaflets. Basically, just use your initiative and think, okay, what else can I use my skills to do? In my case, I know a little bit about Photoshop, so that's why I made that billboard thing and some other images. And then from today, like basically this is the path that I personally took to get here today. So about 6.5 years ago, I was a meat eater, and I read a book that I'll be giving out to somebody for free later if you're interested. And it basically made me think about the food that I was eating, and I was like, I don't agree with slaughterhouses, so I'm not going to consume things that come from them. And then I started digging a bit deeper, and I was like, really? Are they doing that? Really? Are you doing that? Really? Is that going on as well? And then so I was like, so that book was like the eureka moment. But these are just, this was my path. So what I did is I went pescatarian first. I was like, I'm still kind of addicted to meat, so if I take out most of the meat and leave in fish, I've still got something. And then after a while, my friend pointed out that fish are animals too, and I was like, can't eat one and leave out the other, so I'll just get rid of them all. But again, this is your own journey, your own path that you take, and you go, okay, I'll do that one or I'll do that one. And then the next step would be to go to vegetarian, and then vegan at your own time, in your own time. So I'll bring it back to those three main areas. Our food choices affect lots of other areas as well, but these are the three main ones. So animal welfare, the environment, and human health. And as I said, veganism improves all three. Now, so basically, I've just started, I suppose I've started beatboxing recently. I say recently, it's been a while, but my beatbox name is Vegbox because it gets a message out there and it reminds people to get more veg boxes sent to them, organic if you can afford it. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm all about dropping these little messages in there. But my experience of my beatboxing, I can beatbox. I was beatboxing earlier and I was like, this is fun. But it's not everyone's cup of tea, but most of the people who have listened to it are like, yeah, that's all right, I like that. So I'm going to do a little bit for you today. Well, I'll get a drink first, sort of get the old Adam's apple ready. Did anybody used to play Tetris when they were younger? Yeah, that's the response I wanted. So I like throwing in hummus in anything. I like putting hummus with most foods. So it's not a score anymore. You get a hummus rating in the top right. But I need a little bit of background, a little bit of visuals at the background. So give me a sec. So I've been thinking about hummus as all the other billions of things that I think about every day. But I was thinking about hummus and Tetris the other day, and the Tetris theme tune, the back of it is hummus. It's like hummus. Can you hear the hummus? Can you hear the hum when I hum like this? Can you hear that? Yeah? Okay, so so I'm going to add to the hummus, I'm going to add a pop. And I'm going to add a click as well.
YOUniverse.
What did you think of that? Yeah, sorted. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to try and entertain people. I don't want to just here's some more information from Berty. What's he found now? Why is he saying that? He just chats all the time. But anyway, yeah, so I just throw in a bit of beatboxing. So what I'm going to do is return to the quote that I started with, one of the quotes I started with. It is time to start asking questions about our habits, our ethics, our traditions, and of our inhumane civilization. When we realize they need to change, we have to take action. And back to the butterfly from the beginning, you are all butterflies, you all can impact the world and the universe. And yeah, so that is the power of food and the power of the universe. That is the end of the talk. Does anybody, just let me pause this a sec. Does anybody have any questions after all of that? Of the film? Yeah, of course you can. Yeah. There's 10 copies, but also it's a free download. It's a free, what am I trying to say? It's a free film, so you can watch it on Vimeo for free, but of course you can have the CD. But yeah, if you want to make your own copies, you can just copy and make your own CDs from that CD. Say that again? Sweet. Before you go, can I give you one of these recommended lists?